Mad about scuba diving, Andrew and Marit travelled all over the world's warm seas before finding the corner of paradise in which to lay down their things. They scoured Thailand, Malaysia, covered thousands of kilometres between Sumatra and Papua, on land and sea. They both learnt Indonesian, did every diving and tourism job there was before discovering their deserted islands in an extraordinarily rich and exceptionally protected virgin environment. Away from the major shipping routes, their paradise is a piece of the world north of Australia to the extreme west of Western New Guinea. The remote islet for which Andrew and Marit have given up their nomadic freedom, the paradise they were determined to reach to build their dream, is here, on the island of Batbatim.
Hi there. Hello. Hello. Hi. Home again. Great. Welcome to Batbatim. Can I jump up? Yeah. So how many? 4.
After 4 years of planning and building, their dream of an eco-resort has taken shape on the deserted island. The aim of their hotel, both to protect this treasure of nature and to share it with a few clients. On the bay with its turquoise waters, a dozen bungalows have been arranged around the restaurant and the dive centre. From this point onwards, the main things are in place. They've been welcoming guests for the last 6 months. No more than 20 or so passionate divers at any one time come from all over the world, the United States, Germany, Switzerland, Italy, Spain, to be among the first to discover this new paradise.
Morning. Good dive? Yeah? Oh, current. Sure. Nice. Okay, perfect.
The precious tranquility and the magnificent isolation of Batbatim present some constraints for the young manager.
Are you ready to leave for Sorong?
Yes, we are. Are we waiting for any other packages?
No, we don't need to wait. Let's go.
This is the boat we use to bring all our supplies from Sorong, which is about 150 kilometers away. So it goes about once a week. It's pretty tricky because of the distance. So we bring vegetables, and if we have any building stuff like cement for still building, all comes in this boat, as well as drinking water and of course our beer and stuff like that. So yeah, it's quite tricky. I mean, now the season's very calm, but sometimes when it's rough, yeah, the boat's delayed, and that makes it difficult for bringing supplies in and stuff. So. How was the dive? Good. We didn't just want to build a diving resort. We wanted to do something that had a positive impact on the area, the environment, and the people. So that's the eco side of it, really. So to come here, I mean, obviously, you know, we want to come here and enjoy the diving, and we want our guests to come here and enjoy the diving, but we also want it to be a very good thing for the local people and the environment here, and so that's really the idea behind it.
I think there's a number of different facets. The first one was creating a 200 square kilometer no-take zone. That was part of the contract. So within this area there's no fishing, which means obviously we don't fish here either. That means that all the fishing boats and the liveaboards and the local people as well don't fish here or take turtle eggs. And that's an area that we patrol from pretty regularly.
All over the world, the shark populations have decreased dramatically in the last 2 or 3 decades, mainly due to the rise in demand of shark fin soup. So something we found that's really positive is when we first started building in the bay 3 years ago, we had no juvenile sharks here. But about 1.5 years into the project, we started to see more and more sharks come into the bay. The juvenile sharks tend to favour shallow water areas like our bay. And I think currently we have about 10 juvenile sharks, and this is the second batch, and the first group of sharks already have got bigger, and some of them have gone out onto the reefs, and we're starting to see more and more reef sharks around. So it definitely seems to be slowly coming back, so hopefully. Here. Wow, fantastic. Look. Wow. Just amazing creatures. So beautiful.
From Palau to Sharm el-Sheikh, from Durban to Koh Tao, or to the Straits of Lem. In the most beautiful dive sites, this name is on everyone's lips, in everyone's dreams, Raja Ampat. This vast region with its clear waters houses the richest biodiversity for marine flora and fauna in the world.
On 3, 1, 2, 3. diving.
Fantastic cave.
Fantastic cave.
Wow. It ain't like
The closest neighbours to Bat Batim live in the few coastal villages of the island of Mizul, half a day away by boat. It is the largest of the Raja Ampat Islands, covering some 2,000 square kilometres. The interior of Mizul is a wild jungle, still unexplored. It was with the Papuan people of the coastal villages, who hold customary rights over vast territories and hundreds of islands, that the authorizations to establish the resort and the transformation of its immense protected natural park into a sanctuary were negotiated. Out of a desire to give something back and to encourage local development, instead of bringing in tourism professionals from nearby Bali, they prefer to hire and train new employees from within their local community.
I have no idea how come there's so many children here, but there's always millions of children. Hello.
Andrew and Marit come back here regularly to look at the possibility of exploring new sites. On this occasion, they're meeting the Imam, the local Muslim teacher in the village of Fafalap. These meetings are a good opportunity to talk about the preservation of the environment and the future.
Perhaps you could tell us what differences there are between fishing in the past and today.
Memang ada perbedaannya karena dulu itu terjamin dalam
It's very different.
laut darat sama. Tapi ada
When I was young,
sekarang,
we protected nature.
manusia sekarang ini sudah kejar
Not only lands,
sehingga dia tidak
but the
kenal
sea as well.
cara bagaimana untuk kita mengambil hasil. Tetapi ada
There were
pula
very
yang dalam
strict
hal ini
fishing rules and
merusak
punishments.
seperti batu.
We only took out the
Itu
big
kalau
fish,
dulu kita,
never the little ones.
orang tua sudah
But all that was
perhatikan
lost with the
atau
last generation.
sampaikan untuk masyarakat, itu dalam hasil laut ini, kalau
Today,
yang kecil tidak boleh
man
ditangkap.
lives to earn money.
Kalau pelanggaran itu terlaksana, itu disanksi.
Everyone is
secara
in such a hurry.
seperti
They don't have the time to care for the environment.
musim tahun depan kita sudah ambil dia lagi.
Iya.
Kalau kita kasih hancur begini bagaimana?
Iya.
Pendapat dulu.
Besides the interest in the dives, the riches of the ecosystem, the projects and the ideals, enthusiasm is constantly revived by the exploration of this unknown land.
Okay, so this is a place I really wanted to show you. We found this a couple of years ago. We asked around in the local village, and one of the older guys remembered being taken here by his grandmother. And there's these rock art petroglyphs on the walls. Really fascinating. As you can see, we're coming closer to them now. There's the red marking on the walls, and apparently they're almost 5,000 years old. The local people don't have any stories about where they originate from. They're not from their tribe, so they're from people that came before. And here are some very, very distinct pictures. Okay, kita coba stop di sini. So, yeah, not quite sure what they all mean, but there's definitely looks like a dolphin there, and some fish bones, and tuna, and again the negative of the hands.
Made at a time when the water level must have been a dozen meters or so lower, How were these cave paintings done in this extraordinary position? Why are all the figures drawn vertically, looking towards the sky?
So many cool things. The turtle looks like a turtle. That's very cool as well.
It's most likely that these paintings are symbolic and that this place was devoted to shaman rituals. What could be more of a change of scenery, more different, more spectacular after the marine marvels of Raja Ampat than to discover the high plateaus of New Guinea, the biggest island in the world after Australia and Greenland. 30 or so planes land here in the mountains every day. At an altitude of 1,400 meters, Wamena is the only town in a wide and splendid valley, the Valley of Baliem. Visited long ago by missionaries and a few ethnologists, Wamena is becoming a big town.
Okay, Olivier, Silvio, you're ready to go to...
We have food for everything?
Okay, everything's okay here. Our food.
Bebas, the Indonesian guide, has organised Silvio and Barbara's hike. After their month of diving in Batbatim, a change of scenery and a change of climate. Out of Wamena, Bebas can only rely on his own resources. For Silvio and Barbara's trek, he has hired 5 Papuan porters to carry the luggage and food. Because on the high plateaus, the smallest hike begins to look like an expedition. It is the flood season. The very smallest tributaries of the Baliem are considerably swollen.
Hi, Barbara. Are you okay? Perfect. Excellent. Just a bit nervous. That's okay. So, as I told you, the porter can manage what?
They are incredible.
The further Bebas and his clients go towards the east of the valley, the closer they come to the gorges where the turbulent waters of the Baliem are flowing fast. Thanks to the vast mountain range which runs from the east to the west of the island, these high plateaus and many Papuan people who live in them have remained unknown to the world until very recently. Here, prehistory ended in the 1930s. The Baliem Valley is the land of the Dani tribes, horticulturalists and hunters.
Look down there, there's a village and the houses, traditional houses. Wah, Bapak naik halawok. Wah. Halo. Bapak saya halawok.
Across the whole island, 1,100 Papuan languages are spoken, a fifth of the planet's living languages.
It's good.
Oh, wind again.
Nice.
Nice. Getting colder a little bit, huh?
Wah, no pasé halawok. Wah, Albert, ketemu lagi.
Hello, Albert. It has been a long time.
Welcome.
Wah, no pasé halawok. This is the chief of the village. Albert, his name is Albert. That's beautiful, yeah? Look. Yeah, fantastic. So, many tourists like this this place, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So that's why many tourists came here. If they go trekking for the first night or the last night, they will stay here.
And Albert is the manager of the resort?
Yeah, he's the owner, I mean, he's the chief of the administrative of the village.
Oh.
10 years ago, 10 or 15 years ago, is boxing man. So be careful. Yeah,
still strong, huh?
Still strong, but now he's retired.
Yeah.
Bagaimana, baik semua orang tua?
Baik.
Bagus.
Oh, you can tell. When did he stop boxing?
1997.
If they carried on walking for 5 days towards the east, the hikers would come across the Yali tribes, legendary stonecutters. 10 days later, their steps would lead them to the Carstensz Pyramid, one of the mythical 7 peaks of the world. After several weeks of walking, they would reach the artistic Korowai and Asmat people, the jungle and the marshlands.